Finally starting to put my tools back together again. Went out to the Habitat for Humanity reef store and picked up a Porter cable skill saw. She works real good. Got plenty of power. It's got a nice base on it. Locks and works properly. Everything works right. Got that for 15 bucks. Not too bad, right? One of my friends gave me this little jigsaw forever ago. Now, it ain't pretty and it ain't fancy, but the blade does go in and out, so it does the thing. And these fancy blades I got at Harbor Freight, these Warrior blades that don't belong to this saw, but I've already tested and they work quite well with it. All it has to do is just grab hold of it. A little screw grabs hold of it, and then it goes up and down, and dust flies and things happen. So I got that. Probably going to wind up replacing this. Of course, I also have the Beaver, and it does Beaver things. If you need something to shoot on, or anything else for that matter, that little blade there goes jiggity, 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 and she'll cut through whatever you poke it at. It's real good for making a round hole into a square hole, or whatever else you see fit to turn the Beaver loose on. It chews it right up. One of my favorite tools right here. This guy is so handy. Now over here, one of my favorite strippers is these guys. You can find many versions of these. They're good for stripping smaller wires, and whenever you don't want to pull on the other end of the wire especially, or if you're trying to strip something really small that wants to break every time you strip it, these things will solve those problems. For wires that are more a pain in the butt, you need these guys. They get in there and strip too, but you have to pull against the connection, so you either got to hold on to one end or pull against it. So they have their down points. That's why I prefer the other ones. These wire strippers I use quite a bit because they're multi-purpose. They do a strip, but also they do a nice little crimp. And I found that these work better than most crimp pliers do for crimping small lugs. They work pretty dang good. All I ever use for the most part is these crimpers and occasionally the stripper, depending on what I'm doing. But those three are important. You need some kind of screwdriver. These work pretty good. I like this one sometimes because I can use, the reason I like this one is because I can use any size of these things with it. So I can build and construct all sorts of crazy contraptions with that. For your cordless drill, you need one of these little dudes with this little sleeve on it. Whenever you go to screwing in subwoofers, that little sleeve will keep you from putting this thing through a subwoofer cone. Good, helpful thing. Another thing is magnetic drivers. Something that'll grab hold. And I got a 1/4 inch bit on here right now. That comes in handy too. But just a magnetic driver makes it a lot easier to handle screws. This little dude right here will fit in the end of a drill and allow it to quick disconnect anything with that type of end on it. Very handy. It usually lives in the drill, but it's out right now. Then I like these guys for snipping flush cut and zip ties and things of that nature. And these guys also do the same job. Now these are my favorite pliers, my favorite cutters for cutting a big cable. You can cut a 4 gauge with this, 4 alt gauge with this, and it strips wire well and it cuts wire well. And these are not expensive. You can find these blue handled rascals on Amazon real cheap. There's a lot of them on there, but I've used a snot out of these, so I'll say these are the ones you're looking for. That nice round beak right there. Good stuff. Then you want a good cordless drill. You know, especially one with a light. That actually helps a lot. And you want to have at least 2. I prefer 3 batteries. Got the voltmeter. It don't matter where you get it. I like this one because of the way it packages. And just unroll it. The leads go right into the bottom of it. It's real simple. It's got your basic stuff on here, volts, ohms, and mainly all you were concerned with are these 2 things right here. And if you do leave it turned on like I did, it'll automatically go off and save your battery. Good piece of equipment. When you get done with it, you can wrap them wires back up and they just tuck right in there. I like that voltmeter. Then, you don't need all three of these, but you will need the red one and the blue one. That's your metric and American. Your American and your metric Allen wrenches. And if you ain't got nothing else, those work great. These handle the T-nuts, so I have them too, although I very rarely use this one. Having all three of those is a good deal. One of my favorite tools on the table right here is this Temco crimper. And I like this one better than everything else, and I've got like 4 different crimpers. I like this one because I can turn this knob and set where I want to crimp at. And I can crank it up, crank it down. So like, it gives you a setting for alt gauge right here. But if you don't like how tight that crimps, you can just crank it up a little more. Crimp it again. When you put your lug in, be sure that this pin right here is on the bottom of the lug, or it'll make a real pretty crimp. Y'all have seen it in a bunch of videos. These things are awesome. Highly recommend the Temco crimper. It does a bang-up job. Aside from those things, a good set of panel tools to pop plastic panels off with, and which I've got, and a good pair of kitchen-style scissors. Heavy-duty scissors are going to be your friend. There's a lot of, oh yeah, one more tool. Must have. A set of these guys. If you got that, all that stuff, you've got the basic tools you need, aside from wrenches, a good socket set, things that everybody tends to have. You've got the stuff you need to do most car audio work. There are other odds and end tools that make some of those jobs a little easier, but this is your basics. Oh, I forgot one more thing. You don't have to have this, but you want one. That's a heat gun, and you don't want to turn it on with it to your head, or else you're going to empty all your ideas out on your wife's floor, and then she's going to kick what's left of your ass. Because, of course she will. So if y'all got any more tools you want to list in the basic car audio tool set, list them down below in the comments. Help folks out. Gonna put one together for y'all. If you don't know, this will get you started. You end up with something that looks like that wall over there. But I don't use most of that most of the time. Just what I showed you, that's the stuff that I always wind up having to put back up when I get done with something. Because that's the stuff that gets drug out. That, my socket set. I mean, yeah.